stop feeling guilty about being who you are. It's so important is you got to accept yourself the way you are, who you are, and, don't say sorry to other people about who you are and, the choices that you make. You got to be the one to listen to yourself. And here it is, it is so important. My whole life I have felt guilty, of saying no to people, No, I don't want to, And I had such a hard time throughout my whole life until years now, is to I felt guilty if I was like, somebody's like, "Hey, come over our house over the weekend. Come and visit us." And you know what? I said yes when it was a no to myself. And so you don't want to do that. You want to, if you really don't want to go to somebody's house over the weekend, maybe you got plans. Don't you got plans? Yes, Starlight, do you got plans this weekend? Yes, I do. So, it wasn't like, hey, do you got anything going on this weekend? It's like, hey, and after a while, when you always have something going on the weekend, then they're going to learn, hey, do you have anything going on this weekend? So don't feel guilty about saying no, Practice in the mirror. I tell you, my brother that's no longer here, and I love him so much, even though he's not here anymore. He is here in some form, but is what he taught me to deal with the people that have an issue with me, and to kind of practice like looking in the mirror at my own self and kind of practicing what I wanted to say to people. And I'll tell you what, that really did help me. It's kind of funny because I'm looking at myself and, talking to myself, but I was practicing and getting my voice ready, to tell people, to stand up for myself. So don't feel guilty about, choosing a life that is meant for you. Don't feel guilty about going out with somebody that you want to go out with. Now, we do have people out there that love and support us, and they want the best for us. So there are people out there with the right motives that, you might not make the right choices, but you don't want to feel guilty about living the life that you're meant to live. And so don't feel guilty about speaking up and telling people things. And it's so important to use your voice. That's what we're here to, not to be quiet. And that's the way the society has taught us, is to, be quiet, don't say anything. And that goes even in the churches. I always got to bring this up a lot of times because it's true. There's people that they don't want to hear what you got to say, and because they don't want other people to know. But don't feel ashamed or don't feel guilty about using your voice and speaking what's on your mind, because, if you don't, that's a part of healing. That's a part of getting your power back, is by speaking and saying what's on your heart and mind to people, because not everybody out there, hello, not everybody out there really wants the best for you. And that's why you got to take your power back. Yes, use your voice. Thank you. So yes, I have a lady back here that's agreeing. She heard everything I was saying there, so yeah, don't be afraid to use your voice. And like I said, even in the church, there's people that don't want you, to ask questions, or even speak, the things that you want to say in the church. Use your voice, Don't let people shut you out. Don't feel guilty about being the person that you came here to be. If you want to go get that job, if it's, going to help you to better yourself and you feel like it's going to keep you happy, don't care about don't feel guilty about, getting that job, and don't feel guilty, about standing up for what you believe in. We need more people to really stay firm on what they believe in, and not being afraid of what other people think, and it is challenging because we've been programmed and lied to so much in the society that it's easier just to go along with what everybody else is doing. And it's so much harder to stand up on your own and not to listen to other people and take charge of your life and not let other people push you around. And that's why you don't want to feel guilty for the things that you want to express and to live that life that you want to live.